How about let the community decide which posts they want to upvote and downvote instead of unilaterally deciding to lock post? So we got some more unfortunate news and more drama. First, the number one PvP player in BDO history, Divios, is quitting the game, which is just crazy. If you don't know who Divios is, he is essentially one of the best, if not the best, PvPer in the whole game. Like, imagine Faker from League of Legends. Divios is that to BDO. This man has been playing for about a decade. He's won like every tournament. So if you haven't watched his most recent video, I highly encourage you to watch it. I'll link it down below in the description. But man, this video right here, it just hits hard. Like, it's a very emotional video for him. You can tell it, by his voice. And he even turns his camera on, which I've never even seen Divios until now. So it's serious if he turns his camera on. So Divios, we're gonna miss you, man. You've been a great content creator for BDO, and hopefully PA will make changes that will get you back into the game. But yeah, this is the video right here. Highly encourage you to check it out. I mean, he's already got 13,000 views in one day. So very, very well liked in the community. Transitioning now to the Reddit post. So let me read this first and then we'll talk about it and then look at some of the comments. But yeah, this post just blows my mind. All right. So unofficial mod statement, Doom post. Very important. This is my own statement, which is not endorsed by any other mods on the team. We all have our own views and perspectives, just as you do. Regarding the surge in Doom post and Game Dead post, the team has agreed that we'll be keeping posts which offer genuine critique and constructive criticism and/or which provide good discussion. On the other hand, we will, as we have already been doing, be removing pointless Game Dead, rage bait posts and polls like "Is the game dying?" as these don't add any meaningful discussion. In addition, repetitive Doom posts, which just say what has already been said multiple times before, will be removed to prevent clutter. The point of this is that we want our subreddit to be a place for any and all discussion about BDO, positive or negative, and regardless of whether you or we agree with it, but the excessive amounts of these posts are getting ridiculous now. Ridiculous. And it's bothering a lot of subreddit members. Is it now? Who still enjoy the game and want to see actual content here. Cherry on the top. One last personal point. If you were Jay and you saw an entire community of people writing horrible things about you and wishing you in your career, you'd feel pretty bad and hurt and maybe even depressed. You can voice your own criticisms, of course, but be careful of how you word things. Words have power. Thank you. Well, there goes your freedom of speech. Like, this is just crazy. Like, let the community decide if the post is relevant or not by like upvotes or downvotes. Like, I could understand if the post, has like threats to harm someone, then yes, take that down. But to remove like all the negative post, like, that's just a bad direction. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not trying to, spread hate, but I want to create more awareness on this topic so PA can be accountable for their actions and only to keep positive posts. That's not going to get the message across, right? Like, now granted, will PA actually even look at the Reddit? No. And even if they do, will they make any meaningful changes? Probably not. But awareness is important because I feel like, and this is just my opinion, but the majority of the player base does have some type of negativity towards this game right now. So, to make the comment that a lot of Reddit members are bothered by this, No, I think that's the minority, and the majority should not be censored. And to make any meaningful change, the majority needs to be heard. Like, this person contradicts themselves in this paragraph, literally in this paragraph, pretty much by saying that this Reddit is for all discussion, right? And then they say that they'll be removing the negative post. Like, what? like, like literally right here. We want our subreddit to be a place for any and all discussion about BDO, positive or negative. But up here, they say, on the other hand, we're going to be removing the content. Yeah. And then finally, here, the last paragraph. Hmm. Yes, I do agree. Words do matter, and they can have an impact on someone. And using hate speech or making threats, like that's not cool. It's not cool. However, criticism is okay. Okay, constructive criticism. I mean, look, Jay is making like millions of dollars. Like, literally, his position comes with this type of criticism. All right, a little bit of my rant here. Let's look at the comments and see if we find anything interesting. There's 155 messages. I am not going to read through all of these, so I'm going to kind of go through here, and we'll pick out a few to read. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably going to be some comments that have already been deleted or something like that. So, I don't know. Let's get into it. All right, let's see. If I were Jay, I will not be in this subreddit because I don't even care. I mean, the chances of him even looking at the Reddit very slim, like 1% or maybe 0.05%. Uh, if people think he'll see these, they're delusional. Homeboy has made billions off outfits. He definitely don't care. uh, One last personal point. If you were Jay and you saw an entire community of people, oh, he's just okay. Paraphrasing this. If I was Jay, I'd be rolling in money and success and not care what some nerds on Reddit think. uh, Straight up, that personal point is so beyond tone deaf to reality. It's impressive. Jay doesn't care about what people think. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Personally, if I was Jay, I would resign. I'd have enough money, and it would give me opportunity to see my peers, appearances, friends, apprentices, friends, succeed and become heroes. But I guess I'm just not selfish enough to see the game. Others dedicated years to running take to failure just to over my pride. I kind of expected this reply to show up, but perhaps not so soon. Are we really in 2024 still pushing the if you have money, you can't be sad narrative? 30 downvotes. Yikes. Let's see. We're saying that if you have the level of wealth and power a CEO has, you are massively insulated from the usual things that would emotionally, physically, or impact the common man, such as you or I. Basic class consciousness. If we were talking about dog piling some rando on the forum, yeah, I'd feel bad. But an executive of a multi-million dollar company, he can go ahead and wipe his tears with a crisp new stack of Benjamins. If this actually impacts him in the slightest. All right. All right, a lot of money here. Let's see if we can find anything else. Well, Jay is just a face of PA BDO dev team by choice. That's all. When PA failed to deliver, War the Roses and KR. KR players were angry and they protested and criticized PA. In response, PA with Jay made a series of dev talk videos promising to fix the problems, and they fixed some of them. So yeah, if you care, you expect improvements. No point defending multi-million company. It's all up to them. Yeah, good point. If I were Jay and suddenly people are with pitchforks and fire, I would introspect and at least make an attempt to listen to their feedback. Ignoring feedback and getting depressed will be the last thing to do. I don't know what about this is difficult to understand. The only time any of these game devs seem to listen nowadays is when a major part of their player base voices their opinions together. The game isn't just bleeding Steam players, it's hard bleeding original launch players. The veterans who spent nearly a decade in this game and invested so much time, passion, and money, like Divios. Yep. If the streamer and high end community crumbles, the rest will come toppling down like a house of cards. Mark my words. Yeah, definitely would not be good for the game. That's for sure, especially for that right there. Yep. Yeah. Suddenly, the question mark, the PvP community has been asking for changes for at least 4 years. Yes, only to get tone deaf responses and changes that have all but killed PvP in the game. This isn't all of a sudden. Yeah, it's been kind of just building up, building up, and building up. Was there such a decision or something similar when every other post was about PvPers get lost? Good grief. Haha, you guys only want to ambush peaceful PvPers. Now you can't, etc. Of course, I'm exaggerating a bit. Of course, I don't want to steer a conflict, but there was such a time during deck changes and karma changes, and I got really downvoted every time I tried to argue this with a lot of replies, meaning basically, get lost, you PvP bully. I try to tell that changes are alarming. Got enough replies from happy PvEers to the point I went downvote more. Time will show who was right. During that time, it was too late. Now I feel that it kind of is, unless PA has a miracle up their sleeve. Now it's a very dangerous point of time. If people won't calm down, there will be a chain effect of I'm leaving because the game is bad. The game is bad because everybody leaves. And all of that wasn't a one-time mistake. It was at least a half of a year of bad decisions that happy PvE players were praising. Yeah, it's just been building up. As I once said, if they really are a majority, if it is what they wanted, I don't care that I don't like the changes. Even if the game dies in the process, so be it. Everybody gets what they ask for and deserve, and people who don't like the game in its current state, me included, can always really leave. Time will show who is left, who has the last laugh, and who can enjoy life more in the end, be it with BDO or with another game. Yep. Always the battle with the PvEer and the PvPer. Let's continue on down here. Words would have power if Jay cared about anything except Korea. If you just take a good look at the Korean boards, you'd find that they don't really listen to Koreans either. Yeah, unfortunately, it's true. On the official forum, you might not find that many complaints, but on the admin site, there are plenty. If the translation is correct, they even call Jay a monarch. I was gonna say exactly this, but thought the thread would be locked. Let's see. This is another big one. All right. Words never had power when it came to him. He proved it time and time again, ignoring the most upvoted forum post in history of the game's existence. It is a complete delusion to think that somebody with just over 800 upvotes calling for his resignation that the community has been asking for years will get anything more than a chuckle from that man. That's if he ever sees it. The only thing that will get to him is the shareholders and a plummet in revenue. Yeah, that's probably really the only thing that would get him to step down potentially. The people who enjoy actual content still get to create and see actual content. It being less common is not a coincidence. Now, don't tell me that it's troublesome for you to remove a few posts here and there that are literally just game dead or contain something against the rules of the subreddit. It is your job as a moderator, and it is what you signed up for when moderating something that is 100% community driven. The posts simply reflect the state of the game, and attempting to overwhelmingly hide it is plain stupidity. I agree, remove the pointless one-liners, but keep the discussions and criticism as you said. But there is a very thin line between this being good for newcomers and straight up censorship, and I'd instead urge the community to use upvotes and downvotes. Yes. As much as possible, an attempt to self-moderate and make it easier for the moderators to do their job and remove any actual unwanted content. It'll also help bring the actual content higher on upvotes and make sorting by hot and rising a lot better than just sorting by new, where the vast majority of the doom post will stay. Thanks for reading this wall of text. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Sorry but it's only fair to think that Jay isn't doing his job and should be fired. Plays for years has asked for simple things, new maps, for RBFs, some small fixes, nerfs, adjustments, but no, every single time we got content nobody asked for, full of over-engineered gimmicks that nobody enjoys. Then he finally decided to go full-scale war against PvP players. Yeah, he did. If he don't listen to the players, and it doesn't matter how badly we insult him, if he does, then it means he is ignoring us, which again means that he deserved maybe not every single one, but a lot of horrible things people read about him. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Definitely a lot of things that he's said or promises that he has said that has not happened. Jay doesn't read feedback, especially Reddit NAEU feedback. Yeah. Here's the thing. Jay doesn't read this Reddit, nor has he cared about input from our region. All he has done is take whatever KR tells him and does that. Unfortunately for KR, they have strong laws from people voicing their displeasure with companies and games where you can be jailed or sued. Yeah, I have heard about that, which is kind of crazy. It's just it's a whole different culture. Tell me how you get constructive criticism from that. The man didn't even know what lag was for goodness sake. Our region has multiple protests and it's fell on deaf ears for 8 years now. The game itself has gotten worse and it's all under his direction, so he is to blame for it. Do you think this customer base, after seeing this, is going to buy Red Desert or any game Prolibus makes in the future now? Because I'm going to go to tell you no. I think he means Crimson Desert, maybe. And I think people are still going to buy Crimson Desert. Like the new trailer that came out looks pretty good. Plus, it's a single player game. It's kind of different. It's bothering a lot of subreddit members who still enjoy the game and want to see actual content here. There is no actual content. How about let the community decide which posts they want to upvote and downvote instead of unilaterally deciding to lock post? Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm not even gonna look at that. In my experience, when there's an uptick in doom posting about any game, and generally comes from a place of I actually like this game and I want it to be good, not a praying for its downfall. There's always trolling people and those who hate something, but when it ramps up to this degree, it is authentic. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Your jobs as mods isn't to control the narrative or silence people. Yes, because you want to see some memes that don't hurt Jay's feelings. Just make sure people aren't threatening others. Agree. And let people vent. The community needs to be loud and obnoxious about it for anything to possibly happen. Possibly. Going, hey guys, keep it down. Don't be mean to him. He's trying to do his best. Isn't going to keep the game alive. I think this might be my favorite post so far on here. Thank you for telling us what our jobs are. Without your guidance, we wouldn't know what to do. Oh, come on. Really? It's long been known that PA developers don't review feedback on this subreddit or any other subreddit for that matter. They only, once in a blue moon, listen to their official forums on their website, and even then, that is a long, long stretch. The reason for removing posts is not to control the narrative or to silence people because we want to see some memes, but rather because it's the same repetitive stuff over and over and over again that not only don't contain any actual points of discussion, but also tend to be successively rage bait and incite a lot of drama in the comments. Oh boy. I don't think you have what it takes to be an internet. Oh, here's a quick explanation for you. NAEU team grows some, you know what, and says, hey, KR team, our player base is freaking out. They show that it isn't just the same three dumb people who post on the forums, Reddit posts, YouTubers, quitting, Twitch streamers, etc. They pressure PA to actually listen to the Western audiences. Will this happen? Probably not. But it certainly doesn't help when some Reddit moderator is going, well, actually, I don't really care. So I'm going to limit it because I don't want Jay to cry. Just close the app. It's not like you're getting paid to defend them. Edit. I'm not going to remove this comment. Bans instead. I'm not going to remove your comment, but please keep it calm and civil without resorting to insults. Please, can we keep it that way? Yeah, we got some things deleted here. some heated conversations going on there. The doom posting represents state of the community. Yes. Like I said, I think the majority of the community has some type of negativity right now. It looks bad because it is bad, at least for them. You're introducing censorship because you don't like it while talking about this Discord being place for all discussion. Well, apparently not. While I agree that the quality of some of the posts is low because not all Redditors are articulate enough to appease high standards of expressing expected by some users, I can also see where it's going. It's simple. It's going to be good old school censorship or whatever you don't like. Why? Because a few people abuse power to shape reality into what they see as good and fitting. There's no longer freedom of speech. As for Jay, he placed himself where he is now by constantly coming out to us with his ideas, promises, and vision. You shouldn't be surprised that we see him as main force of destruction now. Okay, this person, all caps. If words have power, then why the beep is BDO in today's state when the biggest region revenue wise at NAEU has expressed themselves loudly in the past years? Jay chose to ignore us, and we players who paid for his Bugatti chose to bash on him. Plain and simple. My eyes have gone deaf with all these caps lock shouting. I thought official subreddits have free speech. People can express themselves without insulting, but this post clearly states even without breaking community rules, mod teams decide pointless things. So how you do it, is it up to the mod's way of thinking or ideas? So if someone posts Gyphon too hard, I'm constantly dying, the game is too difficult, and some mods finds that pointless, will you delete it? You should let roam it free. If community is the players find it pointless, we already got downvotes and free to express ourselves. If the community believes doom posts are true, then we will make posts about it, whether a game is dying or not. Some policy calls current state of the game. Players got problems and it led another problems. Instead of focusing problem, they created another one. I think I understand what he's trying to say, but I do agree. Like, just they shouldn't be censoring unless there's specific reasons to censor, like threatening someone, causing harm. But if it's just a negative post about what everyone else is posting, then that's just the current state right now. No wonder we're having such posts, and it's normal because the game is in a poor state and the people are frustrated. People are quitting left and right with reason. Game might not be dead, but it's on the decline with no hope in the near future for a better state. All right. Well, what a post. What a week. This has definitely been the most I've ever posted on YouTube in a week. So, yeah, man, it's some crazy, crazy drama. But, hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Sunsets on black desert sky. It's just you and I.